Voting on the stimulus package today, we have a change of plans, so let's get into it and discuss the stimulus package update as of right now. But really quickly, thank you so much for watching. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button right down below the video, as I'm here for you each and every day with all of the latest updates as they're being released, and my commitment and dedication to each and every one of you, as well as this community as a whole, is to be here for you every single day with all of these updates and to help you out in any way that I possibly can. So again, thank you so much for your support. Subscribe down below and let's get into this right away. So this week we can probably officially call the week of flip-flops. And no, I am not talking about those things you wear on your feet in the summer, but rather we are talking about Congress and the things that they have said will be coming this week, and now all of a sudden we're saying, oh, it's a flip-flop and maybe we're going to push this thing out. So let's talk about some of the recent announcements that came out of people in Congress and what is actually going on with the stimulus package and when we can expect some final votes on this thing. Yeah, let's talk through this as we have some new information as of a short time ago. So first off, remember earlier this week I was out in a video and said, hey, they're talking about voting this week on Wednesday. Well, that's today. Are we going to be getting some votes today? No, it's not going to be happening. Not today anymore. So yeah, once again, a big old delay on the voting of the stimulus package. Now remember, President Biden was just out yesterday and said he wants this package passed so that he can leave tomorrow. Remember, he's leaving tomorrow for Rome. He wants to leave tomorrow and be able to point back on this thing when he attends the climate summit and basically says, hey, check it out. Look what we're doing over in the United States. So, Chuck Schumer was actually out just a short time ago earlier today and said that he's very confident that the final framework will be put together by the end of today. So we also heard the same thing on Friday, we heard it on Monday, and now we hear on Wednesday, and we'll see about that, right? So again, more delays. However, Pramila Jayapal, does that name ring a bell? Yeah, so she is the leader of the Progressive Party in the House of Representatives. Democrats gathered in a meeting in the basement of the Capitol, and apparently after they emerged from that, Pramila Jayapal basically said, we need one more week to get this thing together. So now we're looking at early November to actually get the deal on this thing completely done. So it looks like they're still in the process of writing all the legislative text and getting all the final agreements together. There's still a couple final sticking points on this thing, a couple of which being Medicare expansion, how to pay for prescriptions, things like that, the negotiations on that. And there's a few other provisions in there as far as like tax increases. How are they going to pay for this package, right? So there's a few sticking points as of right now, but it sounds like it's only down to about 3 or 4 at most that they're still negotiating out right now. But it looks like, according to Pramila Jayapal, that they're looking at about another week from now until they get this whole thing completely wrapped up. However, they may be holding some votes this week still. But wait, I just said they're not going to be. True. All right, so let's talk through this because we need to better understand this a little bit more here. So the votes that may actually be going down this week would be in reference to that bipartisan infrastructure bill that was actually passed through the Senate about 2 months ago now. So the reason they may want to actually bring this is because they may actually vote on it so that they have something to lean back on going into these gubernatorial elections that are coming down in a couple days here, as well as the president being over in Europe. So at least they have something to point on and something to lean back on a little bit and be like, hey, look, we're doing something there, you know what I mean? So they want to possibly get that passed through. However, one of the concessions and all of the agreements that everybody has in Congress, well, I shouldn't say everybody has. This is something that progressives threw out there a while ago, was basically saying, we will not vote for the infrastructure package until we get the passage of the reconciliation bill. Well, now that has changed a little bit, basically saying if we get the final framework of this thing completely done and we get everybody in Congress on the same page throughout the House and the Senate, enough votes to get this thing passed, then we can agree to pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill. So that's why they may actually still be voting on the infrastructure bill this week, if they just so happen to get all of the people that they need across the House and the Senate to agree upon all of everything, all the provisions and everything within this reconciliation bill. And if that's the case, they may still be holding that final vote sometime this week. Now, again, it's a big if, right? Well, Basically, all we have to do at this point is just continue waiting and watching, and that's all we can really do because we've heard it so many times. Yep, the vote's coming tomorrow. And then it doesn't materialize, right? So we've seen that so many times. All right, there's some more controversy going down, though. This morning, Ron Wyden introduced the Billionaire Tax. Now, I get it. A lot of you probably don't really care about this, but I'm going to tell you anyway, just because I want you to stay tuned with everything going on, and that's my duty here, right? I told you, that's what I'll do for you. All right, so let's shake this out really quickly here. It shouldn't take all that long. So Ron Wyden actually introduced this Billionaire's Tax. It's a 107-page document that basically outlines how they're going to tax basically the wealthiest Americans. There's about 700 of these people, and it's going to generate hundreds of billions of dollars of tax revenues over the next few years. So yeah, you can see they're dealing with a lot of money just across 700 people. It's unbelievable, right? So basically what they want to do is tax unrealized gains from some of their liquid assets like stocks, bonds, cash, things like that. So liquid assets, remember. So basically what they would do is they'd be implementing taxes on like stock that these people own. So let me give you a quick example. People like Mark Zuckerberg from Facebook, Elon Musk from Tesla, Jeff Bezos from Amazon, and many of these other really wealthy people who have, hundreds of billions of dollars in net worth. Basically, they have all their stock that was basically they own it from essentially zero, right? They own it from zero. In other words, if this tax goes through, they would be owing a ton of tax, like unbelievable amounts of tax, because they need to pay taxes on the gain. Well, the gain from zero up to say $300 and some on Facebook stock would be unbelievable, right? That'd be billions and billions of dollars that would be owed in taxes. So that was basically what was laid out this morning. However, Joe Manchin came out shortly thereafter and was like, this may be unconstitutional because they can't really focus taxes like this on certain groups, but rather just the kind of the general statements behind the tax code is that it has to be applied across like pretty much everybody within a common space, if that makes sense. So again, I'd have to read that statement again. It was very specifically written out of the tax code, but basically they're saying this may be unconstitutional to actually implement this type of billionaire tax. So, interesting. This may be a little bit of a setback because this is how they were planning on financing a portion of this package. So, interesting stuff going on. Again, as I've said before, so many things happen the final weeks of these packages. But either way, I do know that we have some good information out there right now, especially in regards to Social Security. I brought you that video earlier today and yesterday talking about these advancements on Social Security as far as the Social Security 2100, a sacred trust. Remember that? Yeah, some good stuff on that. So if you didn't see those videos, I would highly recommend going back and watching those, provided you are somebody who receives Social Security, or if you know somebody who receives Social Security, you might want to share those videos with them because there's a lot of good stuff going on there. John Larson is working on everybody's behalf who receives Social Security to ultimately raise benefits and reform those very, very important programs. So anyway, a lot of stuff going on right now regarding the stimulus package, but it looks like we're probably not going to get any final votes on the reconciliation bill this week, but rather we may get them on the infrastructure package, but it looks like we probably would get the final votes on the reconciliation bill next week. That's what it's looking like as of right now. Of course, anything can change at any point, right? So when it comes to Congress, we just need to recognize it's literally here and now, right? It's literally in real time. We can't really believe or trust that they're going to do anything until we are actually seeing them do it and they actually get it done, right? In real time. But otherwise, if they say, yep, we're going to vote on Friday, we all just know, yeah, okay, we'll believe it when we see it kind of stuff, right? Because we've been dealing with this for over a year and a half now. So anyway, these are the latest updates as of right now. As my commitment is, I'll be back for you every single day to bring you the updates and to let you know what's going on with this, because literally you could spend all day, every day, reading through article after article after article and watching all this stuff on TV. But my duty is to bring all this to you and to deliver it to you a couple times each day with all the latest updates in these short, clear, and concise videos. So again, thank you for being here. Subscribe down below, share the videos, and if you're somebody receiving Social Security, I would highly recommend going back and checking out those other videos from earlier today and from yesterday, as there's a lot of good stuff in there about the Social Security 2100 out of John Larson in Congress. Good stuff. All right. Enjoy your day. Thank you again for your support. I really do appreciate it. And please remember, I am here for you every single day in any way that I possibly can. All right, enjoy your day. I'll catch you again later.